Okay, welcome everybody. I'm Mark. I'm the guy that runs the Wheel of Shakespeare live stream every Saturday, and I try to share my content that interests people that are into theater, film, television, or other actors, or basically anybody that wants to collaborate with another actor or just enjoy what he has to offer. And I just looking for other fun things to do on my channel, build an audience better, and cultivate a better relationship with the audience I already have. And I've just been thinking a lot about it, since that's always the first question that everybody gets when you tell them you're an actor is, what have you been that I would have seen? Even if it's, if you're just getting started, they think that you're going to say some major movies and so forth. But the more I think about it, even if you've done a few things that are minor, you happen to have been inside, I can connect myself with through a variety of people that I was very indirectly involved with. So it made me think of that 90s fad, that game, The 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. You just name any actor that you know was not in a movie with Kevin Bacon. You say, well, they were in this movie with this person, who was in this movie with that person, and they have to, within 6 steps, connect them to Kevin Bacon. And what they found is, like, almost anybody liked the play. One of my favorite plays, 6 Degrees of Separation, brought up the fact that most people, even the most famous people, can be connected to them in 6 steps or less. So this is going to be 6 degrees of Mark Bowen, 6 degrees of me, and I'm challenging people here to give me just shout it out. I want to try to involve people, and people join. I'll just sit and wait, and you just put the name in the comments, and I need 6. I need to connect myself to them in 6 steps or less. If I can do it, I win. If I can't, you win. And if I win, you have to subscribe, watch some of my videos. If you win, I shout you out to everybody watching and tell everybody watching to subscribe to you. And so let's see, who is going to join us? Who has something to... I'll just start. So I'll do it myself with none other than, who else? Kevin Bacon. And I can do that in I can do it in 4 steps. Okay, so Kevin Bacon was in Footloose with John Lithgow, who was on Third Rock from the Sun with Curtis Anderson, who was in Improve Shmimprov at the Maverick Theatre in Fullerton with Drew Boudreau, who was in The Hobbit at the Maverick with me. That's 4 steps. Okay, only 4 to connect myself to Kevin Bacon. But name this, shout him out. Getting somebody I'm not suspecting. Just sit back. So it looks like we got somebody just joined. Who's with us? Who wants to play? Give me a name. Shout them out in the comments. Play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon with me. Well, it's 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but now it's 6 Degrees of Mark Bowen. Thank you. So Chris Evans, let me try that one. Chris Evans. I didn't put a time limit on myself. You make it harder for me when you put more recent stuff for this Gen Xer. The Avengers stuff. So there's gotta be some. Chris Evans was in the Avengers with Robert Downey Jr., who was struggling on this one. Let's see. I'm thinking, I'm playing. Sir Aaron, are you still with us? I am checking in another tab, IMDb. I never said that wasn't a rule, but I couldn't use that tab myself. So I am, give me a second, I am working on it. I think I can do it if you give me enough time. I also never set a time limit as one of the rules. Within 2 steps, I can get to Bill Murray. I'm trying to see if Chris Evans was in the Avengers with Scarlett Johansson, who was in Lost in Translation with Bill Murray. I'm doing that one because I know he's been in so much stuff. I've taken 2 steps there. I'm trying to see if I can get myself to Bill Murray with 4 more steps. But that's the route I'm trying to go. Oh, good. So I'm working on this. So I might not be. I'm thinking I can connect. I can within 4 steps get to Bill Murray because he's been through so many. Because I got 2 steps to him. Chris Evans in the Avengers with Scarlett Johansson is in Lost in Translation with Bill Murray. Still working, and you can feel free to give me another one that I might be better at. not ignoring you. I'm looking for, I'm researching to see if I can. Okay, Jim Parsons. Okay, I can do that. I don't. If you're still with us, Sir Anthony, I'm still working on it. I haven't given up yet. But I was looking at the bubbles on there. Okay, Jim Parsons. Okay, good. Jim Parsons was on The Big Bang Theory with Johnny Galecki, who. Jim Parsons is on The Big Bang Theory with Johnny Galecki, who's in Roseanne with John Goodman, who is in Trumbo with Bryan Cranston, who was in Street Corner Justice before anybody had heard of him, with me in the background. An extra. So Parsons to Johnny Galecki to John Goodman to Bryan Cranston, Heisenberg himself, to me. I think you can even still find that movie here on YouTube if you look. Street Corner Justice. Because nobody has really cared too much about preserving its copyright because it is so bad. That was his Father Brophy. He was leading the protesters. The protesters were taking Norwood back. Taking Norwood back. Taking it back from the junkies and drug dealers. And Father Brophy kneels down. You won't recognize him like you won't recognize me standing behind him. We both still have our hair. What would your mother think if she could see you like this smoking crack out here? And she looks at him and says, "F you, Father," and exhales in his face. And then the punks come in and chase us with a baseball bat. And so, like Curtis Anderson, at knowing him at the Maverick Theatre, and having been an extra in that film with Bryan Cranston long before he was famous, those are the two easiest ways for me to connect myself to somebody. What is it? Okay, but I did succeed. So Bubbles, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and check out a couple of my videos, watch them, and stay with me, and feel free to nominate something else. And I'm still, I don't know if Aaron is still with us, but I'm still, even if he's not still with us, I'm still working on his. If I can get it, I'm going to reach out to him that he's supposed to subscribe. And if I finally give up, then I'm shouting him out, telling him that everybody is subscribed to him. I think I might be able. I didn't say it as a rule that connect him to something he'd been in. I didn't. I'm thinking this person who refused the role that was played by this one. I guess that's not the role. Mr. Pops, Cole Sprouse. I don't even know who that is. I'm gonna have to look them up. I'm not giving up though. Cole Sprouse. Oh, I see. Oh, that'll make it. I know I can do this one. If he was on Friends, he was Ben Geller. So he was Ross's kid. All the people on Friends is I'm going to be able to connect. So we have to work at this. Again, if I'm spacing out for a minute, I'm not ignoring you. I'm looking. I'm checking out in other tabs. I'm researching. I never said that was a rule. I couldn't look around to find stuff. But Okay, well, this is YouTube, so if a YouTube video can be a connection, here, let me do. And you know what? I'm so glad that the person that shouted out Cole Sprouse, in the process of researching this and looking around and coming up with a way to answer it, I'm able to also call people's attention to my last YouTube video that I uploaded a couple days ago that nobody watched. I did a review of one actor's book, so we're together in that YouTube video. Okay. Here we go. Cole Sprouse was David Schwimmer's son on Friends. Cole Sprouse was on Friends as the son of David Schwimmer, who was in The Pallbearer with Gwyneth Paltrow, who was in Contagion with Steph Tovar, who wrote a book about the business of acting, which I just made a YouTube video reviewing. He and I are in that. So 4 steps. Cole Sprouse to David Schwimmer to Gwyneth Paltrow to Steph Tovar. And Steph Tovar wrote the book that I did a YouTube video reviewing like 2 days ago, and nobody watched it. I reviewed it at how good a resource that is for actors, needing advice on how to audition for film roles. So I got Jim Parsons and I got Cole Sprouse. I'm still working on Chris Evans. So Chris Evans, I got. Oh, I just got it. Somebody else in that who was also in that movie. Now I got it. Using that same movie, Contagion, that was the one big role that this guy's not. That's it. Not a star at all, but an actor that gets steady work. He says the crowning achievement of his career was being in that movie and being in that one scene with Matt Damon and Gwyneth Paltrow, giving Matt Damon the news that his wife, Gwyneth Paltrow, that he couldn't save her. She's the first victim in this pandemic. Not the real life one, but the fictional one in that movie. So, using Matt Damon now, I can check Chris. Wait. Crap. All of a sudden, I lost track of the step. I got Chris Evans to Bill Murray, and then the step I got Bill Murray to. Oh, okay. I lost the step all of a sudden. Ross Butler. Okay, I'm going to come back to. Let me see. I'm still working on. I'm not ignoring the bubbles. I'll get to that one in a minute. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to. I'm still working on the Chris Evans one. Let me try. Okay, got Bubbles nominated Ross Butler. Let me try him. Okay. I think I got it. I think, okay, so Ross Butler is in Riverdale with Skeet Ulrich. And Skeet Ulrich, I think I can connect to. I've almost got this one. I said that one didn't, and then I blanked and I forgot one of the steps, and I can't remember it. Edward Norton. Okay, I saw. Okay, Mr. Pops. I'll do him next, but give me a second to get Ross Butler. I know I've got this one. Just give me a second. Okay, got it. Here goes. I have got it. Bubbles. I got Ross Butler. Okay, 5 steps. Ross Butler is in Riverdale with Skeet Ulrich, who was in As Good as It Gets with Greg Kinnear. He's the one that beats the shit out of him in that and puts him in that. With Greg Kinnear, who was in Little Miss Sunshine with Dean Norris, who was in Breaking Bad with Bryan Cranston, who, as I've already said in this same live stream, was in that crappy movie from the 90s, was in Street Corner Justice with me as one of the extras, one of the protesters behind him, chanting, "We're taking Nora back." So Ross Butler was in Riverdale with Skeet Ulrich, in As Good as It Gets with Greg Kinnear, in Little Miss Sunshine with Dean Norris, in Breaking Bad with Bryan Cranston, who's in Street Corner Justice with me. 5 steps. I did it. Okay, Edward Norton has been nominated next. Let's see, I bet I can get him. Ed Norton. Let's go to Richard Gere. I'm going Ed Norton to Richard Gere, and of course his first movie, which I'm drawing a blank on, that was Primal Fear. Actually, I might not need to go with him. I could. Oh, okay. Here goes. I can just add another step here. So I've already used Friends and David Schwimmer. From David Schwimmer, I can get to Gwyneth Paltrow. To whom I can get to Steph Tovar. To whom I can get to. So let's. Okay. Ed Norton. Ed Norton was in American History X with Elliot Gould, who was David Schwimmer's dad on Friends. And David Schwimmer was Cole's. Yeah, it's got to start right. I missed. So Elliot Gould was David Schwimmer's dad on Friends, who was in The Pallbearer with Gwyneth Paltrow, who was in Contagion with Steph Tovar, who wrote the book, which I just made a video. You could say I was with him. I included his picture in my video. I did a video reviewing his book for actors 2 days ago, which nobody has seen. Watch my video. Okay, Grant Gustin. Thank you. So Aaron, we'll try him next. Yeah. You make it hard for me when you do one of the new superhero movies. Honestly, I hate the fad with everything with superhero movies. It is a done-to-death thing. Trust me, I loved superheroes when I was growing up too. I just think that it's the way they tried to turn superheroes into things for adults, and every third movie that's out is a superhero movie. It drives me crazy. Trust me, as a struggling actor, I don't want to piss people off that produce them. Trust me, if there's a role for me in a superhero movie, I will take it. But it is not something that I would spend money to see. So you make it difficult when you do a superhero movie. Look at the superhero movies that he does. That if there's any other name that I can connect him to that name, and then from that name connect back to Bryan Cranston or to Curtis Anderson or to Hal Landon Jr. I did this on TikTok before I came over here to YouTube, and one person did something. I was able to. Hal Landon is another one. He plays Keanu Reeves' dad in the Bill and Ted movies, and he's an adjunct professor at Long Beach City College, where I was a board member for 2 terms, and I would technically say, well, it has to be as an actor, but yeah, because I was a board member there for 2 terms, I was in a play there that he directed by the guy. So those are like the 3 people that, if I can find a way to connect this actor to that guy who was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with Keanu Reeves, or to Curtis Anderson. I think he was famous for being in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or maybe it's some show with Melissa Joan Hart, I think is what his big thing was. But he was also, because he was at the Maverick Theatre, and I know him that way, I can connect him to stuff that I've been at the Maverick Theatre in Fullerton. And then, of course, Bryan Cranston, because I was an extra in the movie. And I not just said it was a bad movie, and he wasn't even the star of that movie. He played a small part. I was an extra in the scene, the one scene that was his one big scene before he was a star, before anybody had heard of Bryan Cranston. Oh wait, it's actually I'm going to give up on Grant Gustin, so I'm going to declare Sir Aaron the winner of that round, and say I'm shouting out Sir Aaron to everybody, telling you I'll go over to Sir Aaron and subscribe to their channel. And who is this, Mr. Pops? No, I'm not still at RHS. They pushed me out. That bastard. Gertner. Sorry, I'm going to get eaten. I don't care what. I don't have to watch my language about him anymore. I'm going to get that son of a bitch. That's the last thing I ever do. I'm going to put him through his ethical violations and everything he's doing to ruin that school and get people like me who actually care out. But, so I'm sorry to digress, but you asked the question in the comments, so I responded. I'm pursuing an acting career now, full time. So I'm taking it as a good sign. Push me out so I can do what I really love. Let's get back to this. Ezra Miller. I'll do John Cena next. Ezra Miller was nominated by Bubbles. Ezra Miller. Okay, I can do this. I never said that. Again, I never said extra work wasn't allowed as a. So let's see. By doing extra work, by being in hell, I worked 5 days on the set of. I worked 5 days on the set of King Richard, so I can use Will Smith for that reason. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I'm ready to go with Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller was in The Perks of Being a Wallflower with Emma Watson, who was in Beauty and the Beast with Kevin Kline, who was in Wild Wild West with Will Smith, who was in King Richard with me as one of a million extras in the stands. I try not at watching the. Now, actually, I usually would say that extra work shouldn't count, but I'm counting it with Bryan Cranston since even though I was an extra, I was right the hell behind him and I have a still photo that I've shared on other social media. You can see that anybody that knows me would know that is totally me, even though I had hair back then. And you might think I'm unrecognizable because of that. And so did Bryan Cranston. He actually had hair. So, and I'm also including my extra work there because two reasons. One, because I worked 5 days on the set there. And number two, I mentioned this, not here on YouTube, but in a TikTok video. Moving around, you do this, you almost bump into somebody and then you realize, oh my God, that happened to me. I almost bumped into him and he even spoke to me. I almost bumped into a guy and he said, hey, how you doing? As I'm passing. It wasn't until I walked away that I realized that was Will Smith, who I almost bumped into and actually spoke to me. So, as far as I'm concerned, even though I was just an extra, I can use that movie. And working backwards, connect that to him being with Kevin Kline in Wild Wild West, who was Emma Watson's father in Beauty and the Beast. Emma Watson was in Perks of a Wallflower with Ezra Miller, who was not. Okay, let's see. Winona Ryder. That should be easier. Okay. Maybe not so easy. I'm just saying easy because everybody up till now has been nominating 21st century stars that this Generation Xer isn't too familiar with. Okay. She was on Friends, and because somebody else's nomination brought me to Friends, that gave me that's a big inspiration over here. Okay, Winona Ryder kissed Jennifer Aniston on Friends. I have to bring up the specific thing because every guy is going to want to know that about two hot women kissing. That's what, of course, I'm going to remember. Winona Ryder kissed Jennifer Aniston on Friends. Jennifer Aniston was David Schwimmer's girlfriend on Friends. David Schwimmer was... We've done it from here by now. David Schwimmer was in The Pallbearer with Gwyneth Paltrow, who was in Contagion with Steph Tovar. Steph Tovar's book was reviewed by me in my latest YouTube video I uploaded 2 days ago. Watch that video. Give that a like. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed John Cena. So Mr. Pops, I did your at Norton, and then I skipped to Winona Ryder. I think it's a Winona Ryder was the one that I wanted to do. So John Cena, give me it. If there's anybody else with us, go ahead. Don't feel free to nominate. I'll get to you when it's your turn. It's just Mr. Pops did John Cena. I gotta find him first. I don't know who that is. I gotta look up. Oh, looks suicide. Of course, everybody, all the people younger than me are nominating. people that do superhero movies, which I hate. So. Okay, here. I can do it this way. I didn't say I had to be as an actor, but anything in performing. Okay, as a playwright, I can do this. Okay. Here we go. John Cena was in Suicide Squad with Viola Davis, who was in Doubt, written by John Patrick Shanley, who also wrote a play that played in the same festival. Who also wrote a one-act play that played in the same one-act festival as You're Killing Me, a play that was written by... How's that one for everybody? John Saxon. Thank you, Mr. Pops. Let's give him a try. John Saxon. By the way, whoever nominated, I think I might have already given up on the last book, though, and declared that person the winner. Whoever nominated last book, Bubbles, everybody go shout them out, subscribe to their channel. I'm going to do John Saxon, and then we'll call it a night. Wrap this one up. If I can do him. John Saxon is in... Okay, John Saxon is in Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sure through that I can get some... John Saxon is in Nightmare on Elm Street with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, I'll bet I can connect it to one of the actors who was in something. Kate Winslet, thank you, Saran, for that nomination. I'll get to her next. I'm working on John Saxon right now. Striking out on the Johnny Depp connection. John Saxon, maybe I'll find something else John Saxon did. Okay. Sorry. Still thinking. Blank here. Oh, okay. I got it. Okay, the John Saxon one I'm about to solve. It might be one step too many, though. Let me see. John Saxon. Okay, yeah. So let's see. This might be 7 steps, so it might be break. I might still lose on it. Let me see. Okay, John Saxon was in Nightmare on Elm Street with Johnny Depp, who was in Don Juan DeMarco with Marlon Brando, who was in The Godfather, with Robert Duvall, who was in a civil action with John Lithgow, who was in Third Rock from the Sun with Curtis Anderson, who was in Improve Shmimprov at the Maverick Theatre with Drew Boudreau, who was in The Hobbit with me. That's 7 steps. I failed. I did it, but it was 7 steps. The rule is I had to get it within 6. So John Saxon leads to Johnny Depp, leads to Marlon Brando, leads to Robert Duvall, leads to John Lithgow, leads to Curtis Anderson, leads to Drew Boudreau, leads to me. But that was 7 steps. So Mr. Pops, you got me on that one. So everybody go to Mr. Pop's channel, subscribe to them. Okay, so I had fun playing it, even though I didn't win. So that was a fun one. The John Saxon one that led to Johnny Depp, that led to Marlon Brando, and with a bunch more steps, it ultimately led to me, but it was 7 degrees instead of 6 degrees, so I didn't quite make it. But I'm going to try, okay, Sir Aaron, I'm going to try your Kate Winslet, and then we're going to call it a night, so no more nominations. Let's just wrap this up. This was fun. Maybe we'll do it again sometime when I want to go live and build a better following here on YouTube. And the people that are watching, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you will, even if it's not because I won the game or because part of that, just out of your own interest. I hope you will check out my other content here on YouTube. So let me try Kate Winslet. Give me a sec. I'm working on it here. Give me a second. Okay, I can do that. Here's the best I can do. Again, using just YouTube videos, or in this case, a TikTok video. I can't remember the guy's name all of a sudden. Okay, I can do it. I can do this. Okay, here we go. Kate Winslet was in Titanic with Bill Paxton, who was in Twister with Sean Whalen, who made a TikTok video that I duetted with him. So I did a duet on TikTok with Sean Whalen in his TikTok, who was in Twister with Bill Paxton, who was in Titanic with Kate Winslet. There you go. Best I could do. But it was something. Thank you for the people that contributed. This was fun. I'm sure I'll do it again sometime as a different. I'm not going to do it every week like I do with Wheel of Shakespeare. I hope you guys will tune into that. All kinds of stuff for actors. I hope you'll check it out and enjoy on my YouTube channel. And thank you for people that participated with me here. I'll do this live stream again. Definitely again, not every week, but I'll definitely do it a couple more times. And see how it goes, because this was fun way to engage my viewers and communicate with them, and hopefully I built a better audience with you guys here, and build some relationships with my subscribers. So hope you'll check out my other stuff, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye now.